Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of The Outsiders. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, The Outsiders is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Warner Brothers. It can be found at your online retailer such as Amazon. Now, as far as the film itself goes, of course, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, based off a novel, and it stars so many actors and actresses that went on to have pretty amazing careers. Some better than others, of course, but there's so many recognizable names. C. Thomas Howell, Ralph Macchio, Matt Dillon, Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, Diane Lane. I mean, the cast in this is phenomenal, and really it's kind of like, I would feel like almost a nexus point of all these careers. Now, the story itself is really, I feel, it's very unique. It has it's at its heart kind of a coming of age story, but from like the wrong side of the tracks. And, everything about this movie always worked. I've always felt that this is one of Francis Ford Coppola's more underrated movies. Yeah, a lot of people know about it, but I think especially as we get, more and more into, our present time, it kind of gets overlooked. And, the director has an amazing career, no doubt about it. But for me, The Outsiders, I feel it's one of his more poignant films. And there's so many great performances. I love the movie. It's something I go back to quite a bit. And of course, this particular edition comes with both the theatrical and the complete novel. And in my opinion, the complete novel is the way to go. This one should be seen in that version. Theatrical's fine. It has its, its benefits, of course, shorter runtime. But for the more complete experience, definitely the longer cut is, in my opinion, necessary to watch. So, all right, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment. But first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have the standard edition of The Outsiders on 4K Ultra HD. Unfortunately, here in the States, it does not appear that a slipcover is included with this release, but in certain international markets, I believe there is one. So just be aware, if you're, local to the States, you don't get the slip. And then we have the back cover, and then the spine, interior. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. Now, let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. The Outsiders on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 239:1 aspect ratio with native 4K resolution and HDR10 for the grading. Now, this film was given a 4K restoration, and overall the improvements to the picture quality are very noticeable. Film grain is medium in density, and it adds to the overall cinematic feel. Now, also for this review, I did watch it and will be reviewing based off the complete novel version of the film. The HDR grading does a fantastic job with the color palette. Look at the scene where Johnny and Ponyboy are talking during the sunset. The golden hues look beautiful. The same can be said also when Cherry's meeting with the greasers in a similar situation. The reds and purples really pop off the screen. Skin tones look natural and appropriate. Classic cars give you a nice visual pop as well. And I would say landscaping and general aesthetics benefit here nicely. Black levels look fairly good through most of the movie's runtime, and nighttime scenes faring very well. I did notice a tiny bit of elevation in some of the inserted scenes that make up the complete novel. It's something the casual viewer may not notice, but since I was actively looking for it, I just wanted to make you aware of it. And shadow detail, I feel, is very strong here. No issues to report in that department. The 4K resolution gives you a nice enhancement when it comes to detail. Skin textures look fantastic. Cuts and bruises really stand out, as do the imperfections in the skin and hair, dirt. They really look good. And when it comes to clothing, they also give you a nice layer of texture. Automobiles, architecture, they all look great here. The resolution is a real noticeable uptick. The Outsiders on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 audio mix. Now, this is a little bit of a good news, bad news situation. First off, the soundtrack is very immersive. There's plenty going on in the surround environment, which is always a nice thing, but at times the audio can sound a little overwhelming at the expense of the front end. It's nothing that I would say is terribly going to pull you out of the movie. It's something you'll notice if you have a surround sound setup. Dialogue through the center channel is clean and clear in most situations. The front end sounds fantastic. The speakers sound really good and they complement the center channel nicely. The rear speakers, once again, there's a little bit of issue back there. I will say, look at the rumble between the greasers and the Soch. The music is very overwhelming. It kind of drowns out what's happening up front, but there are instances throughout the movie, let's say when the cars are leaving the drive-in, where you get the nice ambience where a car is honking or a dog is barking. So it's good and bad in both situations, but it's definitely going to be present. And the LFE channel, it's appropriate. It's not overly aggressive. It makes itself known, but it's not going to rock your seats. For the picture quality, I'm going to give The Outsiders on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A-. The 4K presentation here is very nicely rendered. HDR adds a lot to the color palette, black levels look very good, and the increase in the resolution is a nice noticeable upgrade. The movie has never looked better on any format, and I think you'll definitely appreciate the look. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a B-. The DTS 5.1 is a very nice track, and The Outsider sounds fantastic. Barring a few issues with slightly elevated levels in the rear speakers, the overall presentation still sounds very good here on 4K. So that is my review of The Outsiders on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking this up for yourself, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section. If you use it, it really helps out the channel. But if you have the disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.